Hey, what's up guys? It is me, Chookagian. I'm here with another video. This video is going to be about the UFC fights that are happening literally in an hour and 5 minutes from now. It is January 15th, actually a minute past, so now an hour and 4 minutes, and then the more I talk, it's going to get closer. So it is now 12:56 p.m. and I have the fights. The fights are going to begin at 2 p.m., the prelims, and 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm giving Pacific Standard Time for the main card. So this video is not going to be too long. I said that for the last video, and the last video ended up being like, it was a bit, it was a bit, but, here we go. I'm not going to get in depth with the fights like I did with the playoffs, but I may go in depth with the main event. I'm going to go in depth with the main event because those two fighters are who I'm more familiar with. There are some other fighters on this card that I'm familiar with who I'm going to get into, but there are some fights that I honestly have no idea. I've seen some, but the fighters who they're fighting I've never seen, so I don't know. So let's get into the overview of who is fighting. So on the prelims, at lightweight at 155 pounds, we have TJ Brown versus Charles Rosa. At featherweight, at 145 pounds, we have Brian Kelleher versus Kevin Croom. At welterweight, at 170 pounds, we have Court McGee versus Ramiz Brahimaj. At middleweight, we have Jamie Pickett versus Joseph Holmes. Jamie Pickett versus Joseph Holmes will be the headliner for the prelims. And the prelims will begin at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on ESPN+. Now for the main card. To kick off the main card, it will be a featherweight bout between Bill Algeo versus Joanderson Brito. Lightweight bout at 155 pounds between Chikadze Bush versus Viacheslav Borshchev. A women's flyweight bout at 125 pounds between Katlyn Chookagian versus Jennifer Maia. A flyweight bout at 125 pounds between Brandon Royval versus Rogerio Bontorin. A heavyweight bout, which the max is 100, which is like 265, 266. We have Jake Collier versus Chase Sherman. And then the main event of the evening, which I'll get more in depth into, will be Calvin Kattar, a featherweight bout at 145 pounds between Calvin Kattar and Giga Chikadze. So those are the fighters who are fighting today. I did look at who I think is going to win. Not going to get into the details unless, until the main event prediction. So I'm going to give, let's just get into the predictions. So for the prelims, between TJ Brown and Charles Rosa, I'm going to pick TJ Brown. Between Brian Kelleher and Kevin Croom, I'm going to pick Brian Kelleher. Between Court McGee and Ramiz Brahimaj, I'm going to pick Court McGee. Between Jamie Pickett and Joseph Holmes, I'm going to pick Joseph Holmes. Between Bill Algeo and Joanderson Brito, I'm going to pick Joanderson Brito. Between Chikadze Bush and Viacheslav Borshchev, I'm going to pick Viacheslav Borshchev. Between Katlyn Chookagian and Jennifer Maia, I'm going to pick Katlyn Chookagian. Between Brandon Royval and Rogerio Bontorin, I'm going to pick Brandon Royval. Between Jake Collier and Chase Sherman, I'm going to pick Chase Sherman. And then the main event between Calvin Kattar and Giga Chikadze. I'm going to select Giga Chikadze. And I will say the Bill Algeo versus Joanderson Brito, that kicks off the main card and all that stuff. So, and the main card will be on ESPN and ESPN+. So, before I get in depth about why I think Giga Chikadze is going to defeat Calvin Kattar, it's going to, prelims begin at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and the main card begins at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, my pick with Giga Chikadze, I think Giga Chikadze, has more power in his hands. He's very technical, very precise. He doesn't waste energy. And when he strikes, whether it's with kicks or punches, it's with malicious intent, of course. So, I mean, he's got power in his hands, and he's got, in his last fight, I think it was against think it was against Edson Barbosa. I mean, he faced a little bit of adversity in that fight, and he managed to defeat Barbosa by KO and TKO. So this was back in when he last fought back in August 28th, and I think Calvin last fought last year. It's almost going to be a year since Kattar last fought. So, you know, Giga Chikadze has been more active since Kattar last fought. He has fought just twice more, but I mean, a little bit more activity. But even if it wasn't for that, I mean, Giga Chikadze, I don't know. I just like him more than Calvin Kattar. I think he's going to do more. I feel like I've seen Calvin. He has slow starts. And when you're facing a guy like Giga Chikadze, you cannot have a slow start. He's typically a slow starter. It happened against when he fought Magomed Sharipov, and it happened with Max Holloway last year. So, and you know, he just couldn't get going, and that just built the confidence for Max Holloway to, you know, build up his volume strikes. And, you know, obviously, infamously, you know, Max Holloway was talking to the broadcast team, you know, and was like, I'm the best boxer in the UFC and all that stuff. And that was a sick moment. That was pretty cool. But either way, I feel like Giga Chikadze is just going to be too much for Calvin Kattar. So we'll see what happens for all of the fights. That is who I think is gonna win the fights today. We'll see if I'm right. This will be my first UFC fight prediction of the year. I will not do an overview like I have. We'll just see how I do, and that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below your predictions for the fights, on who you think is gonna win. So it's a little later than I thought. I completely forgot that these fights were happening today, so that's why I'm making this video so late and on the day of. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, like I said, and we'll see how I do. So peace out, guys. Bye.